What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch unboxing. Today I have a brand that I have actually featured on the channel before, MAS, Matt & Sons watches. This is their dress watch. It's a kind of newish watch that just recently came out, and it's a really nice watch. I'm really excited to show it to you guys. It comes in different packaging than their dive watch came in, and that was the Irukandji. That's their sort of bottle cap, Seiko bottle cap type dive watch. This is in a more dress watch type of box. It's a long box, comes in that white outer box, and then the inner box is this sort of long leather box. Open that up, and then you have a watch inside. It's a pretty nice box. It has a little bit of these snaps over here just to hold down the watch when you want to store it. It's pretty nice. Not really a travel case, I would call it. Probably just a box that you probably won't use again, but that's fine. And then here is the watch. Now this is the Sky Steel, I believe is what they are calling it. It's sort of a gray charcoal colored dial, and it has a little blue sort of seconds hand, as you could see there. Now this is a dress watch, but what they've done is they've gone a little over and above and beyond, I would say, for your typical dress watch, and we'll get into the reasons why. So this is a pretty nicely proportioned watch as well. 38 millimeters for a dress watch. I think that's really good. 20 millimeter lug width, 47 millimeter lug to lug. So nice little long lugs on here, but it's not a long lug to lug. 12.3 millimeters thick, and you get a Miyota 9039, a very popular movement, becoming a very popular movement for a lot of micro brands. Obviously, the 9039 from Miyota is the dateless version of the 9015. As you can see, no date on here, and we have applied indices, and there is actual lume only applied to just a few of the actual indices, so at the 12, 3, 9, and 6, and then at the hands as well. Usually MAS or Matt & Sons do really good with lume, and so we'll do a lume shot at the end. Now this is called JCB. That means John Crossman Barnes, who was actually Matt's grandfather. And this watch was inspired by the watch that Matt's grandfather actually wore in his youth. So they decided to, or Matt and his sons decided to make a watch that was inspired by his grandfather. And on the back of the watch, they put, on the case back here, they put a Scottish thistle in honor of his grandfather and their Scottish heritage. So they came from Scotland, moved to Australia because they are an Australian brand, and they put this little thistle on the back, and it's actually very nicely finished. Now you can see it says 50 meters of water resistance right there. Gives you some of the other specs. You get 50 meters of water resistance on this watch because you do get a screwed-in case back, and you get a screwed-in crown. So I really like that on a watch like this, and I think it makes a lot of sense to put a screwed-in crown on a dress watch. It is a little bit harder. It does make the watch a little bit thicker if you're putting in a screwed-in case back rather than a snapped-in case back. So those are all things to consider. They used a thin movement on here. The 9039 is a thin movement, so you know they save some thickness there. So this is not an incredibly thick watch. It's 12 millimeters. Plus you have a domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. So all in all, not a bad thickness. And I'm going to throw it on my wrist in just a second so you can see. I really like the dial. It's sort of a grayish color. It's matte colored. You just have the logo there. It says automatic. There are 3 different types of actual indices here, which is really cool. So as I mentioned, you get lume at the primary indices, 12, 9, 6, and 3. And those are set back a little bit than the non-primary indices, which don't have lume on them, and they are just polished applied indices. And then the numerals that you see are not actually applied. They're embossed, or actually sort of set into the actual dial. So they are embossed into the metal of the dial, and then painted. So pretty cool. So there's 3 different little elements on the dial, and I really love the second hand. I really love that little pop of blue. It goes really well with this color dial. I think it looks great with this color dial. As you can see, as I move it around. I will do a lot of close-ups of the dial because the dial is very, very nice. The strap on here is also very beautiful. It's sort of an embossed Cav leather strap. Just says genuine leather on the other side. The only thing is that it is kind of a generic buckle. This is a press buckle. It's nothing too crazy. I would like to see maybe a little bit of a nicer buckle, something little, maybe something small like this, but milled. That really would have worked a little bit nicer. And of course, you get a sign crown. The sign crown is protected. There's a little protectant on there. It's just the Matt & Sons logo. It just says it right on there. All in all, a really nice watch. And very quickly, let me throw it on my wrist so I can show you. Then we'll do a quick loom shot and we'll talk about price. Today, I am wearing my Crew Automatic. This is the Diamondback with that awesome texture dial, integrated bracelet. I love this watch. It's really just a fun watch and a cool watch for a very good price. So here is the Matt & Sons JCB on my wrist. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. This is a 38mm watch with a 47mm lug width, 12 millimeters thick. Mirrors makes no difference. That including the domed sapphire crystal. You can see it doesn't wear thick. Because it is a domed sapphire crystal, it doesn't wear very, very thick. I think it looks really good. It catches the light really nice. 38mm is really a good sweet spot for my wrist. I like 38 to around 42. 44, I'll wear up to a 44. But over that, I've been shying away from watches anything bigger than that. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I just don't think I could pull it off on my wrist anymore. But there you go. Looks really good and feels very comfortable. So this watch in Australian dollars is $550. With the current exchange rate, that's around $415. Matt & Sons do run specials once in a while, so I think it's on the slightly more expensive side, but not incredibly expensive. You're getting a lot of watch for your money. Very good looking watch, and you're getting a Miyota 9039. I really like it. I think it's a really nice dress watch. If I were in the market for a affordable dress watch with a reliable movement, something from a Microbrand, this would really fit the bill, and it's a really nice size. 38mm definitely works really, really well. So very quickly, a quick loom shot, and then we will wrap up the video. Well, there you go. You can see. They put a good amount of loom on what is loomed. Obviously, this is a dress watch. The fact that it has loom is great. You have a little bit of a crosshair just at the major indices, as I mentioned, and you have loom on the hour and minute hands. You do not have loom on the second hand, and that's really it. So it is bright. It's nicely applied, but again, just not a ton of loom on the dial because they haven't loomed very many parts of it. But it is a dress watch, so any loom is really a bonus, in my opinion. I would really love to see this watch in bronze. I've really wanted to see more dress watches come out in bronze, maybe with the stainless steel case back and a bronze case. Something that could be a everyday watch that is made in bronze rather than everybody's coming out with bronze dive watches. I think this watch in bronze would be killer rather than like a PVD gold. I know they make it in a PVD gold and it looks great, but I definitely would like to see this in bronze. That would be awesome. I don't know, Matt, maybe a good idea. But anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. I really like this watch. I think it's a really nicely made watch. It looks really good. Loom, screwed-in crown, all the things that we look for in our dive watches. It has it in a dress watch. It's really great. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.